Evening, welcome to the RBS Evening News. Dateline, San Francisco, California. A federal judge rules in favor of parents who have filed a class complaint that Roblox has been negligent with allowing underage players who gambled their Robux away. But interestingly, no racketeering charges. We find out why tonight. Baltimore Bridge breakdown as a 984-foot cargo ship from Singapore-based company Dolly hits just one pillar of the Francis Scott Key Bridge, causing a significant part to collapse. Rescue efforts are underway, but 6 are presumed dead. The details and coverage tonight. And on RBS Holy Week coverage, there's a rush to get back home as many observe Holy Week in the provinces. The MMDA has deployed over 2,000 personnel to ensure smooth traffic flow in Metro Manila. Bus terminals brace for an influx of passengers, and road repairs are full steam ahead. Good evening and welcome to the RBS Evening News. We begin with breaking news about the PNR closure for the next 5 years. We had earlier reports that the last train going to from Alabang to Tutuban has finally made its last travel as we are now preparing for the closure of PNR stations here in Manila for the next 5 years. This move is to facilitate the construction of the North-South Commuter Railway, set to replace the current Metro-North Commuter Railway and Metro-South Commuter Railway. And, and concerns have been raised by passengers who fear that longer commutes and increased fares would happen due to the need of multiple modes of transportation during this transition. The Department of Transportation, however, said that it plans to deploy 23 buses during the near PNR stations to provide alternative transportation options for affected passengers. The Transport Secretary has also said that dialogue is ongoing between PNR and workers affected by this, and that the LTFRB has issued special permits to bus companies to address the seat supply shortages. Criticism, however, is also raised and directed against this, as transport advocate Alt Mobility has highlighted the insufficiency of buses and catering to affected passengers. Alt Mobility Director Ira Cruz has called on the government to consider additional transportation modes to and from designated bus stops. That is the latest report on the PNR and its closure for the next 5 years. We're going to have more details on that later in the program. But first, our top story for today is the California Roblox lawsuit. And that is where this company, Roblox, is set to face legal troubles over reported negligence in their users' usage of Roblox for in-game gambling. Roblox faces negligence and unfair competition claims, alleging that the game facilitated an atmosphere of gambling for children. Parents say those who have complained that Roblox is aware that minors use the game's in-game currency called Robux on online casinos and profit from it. The two charges being held against the company are those of negligence. The three charges, rather, are of negligence, unfair competition, and racketeering. However, out of those three charges, only charges of negligence and unfair competition were found to be reasonable and do hold substantial basis for criminal charges against the company. U.S. District Judge Vincent Cabria, who is the presiding judge over this case in California's federal court, has ruled that Roblox broke the baseline rule, that Roblox had a duty to use reasonable care in its conduct, the creation and management of its platform, to avoid creating an unreasonable risk of harm to others, end quote, as noted by the testimonies given by the parents. Cabrera tossed charges over racketeering because he quote, I quote, the plaintiffs didn't prove there was a criminal enterprise at play, even though the plaintiffs had sufficiently shown that Roblox knew its normal processes were being used to facilitate illegal activity, according to independent reports by the Courthouse News Service, which this report comes from. And so our second report for tonight, it's about the Baltimore Bridge collapse. It has been overnight reported of the dramatic breakdown and collapse of the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore overnight that has made international headlines because of the catastrophic damage that has the bridge has taken. The rescue and fallout of this incident is still unprecedented. Taking CNN's report overnight, RBS is also able to independently confirm that the video shows the moment the bridge fell into the water when the ship hit one of its pillars. We also have got recent reports that the ship actually sent out a mayday signal before the ship collided with the pillar of the bridge. It is also we are also able to independently confirm that by CNN's analysis that the ship's lights flickered and it veered off course before hitting the bridge. Maryland's governor has said what we have confirmed about a mayday signal, which allowed authorities to stop incoming traffic, which potentially really helped save many lives, except when it collapsed. 8 on the bridge when it fell, according to officials. At least 2 people were rescued. 1 was taken to the hospital and was later discharged, officials has said. Later on in the day, as rescue efforts began, the news had broke. 6 people are now missing after the collapse and are unfortunately presumed dead. President Joe Biden has reacted to this and says that he wants the federal government to bear the total cost of rebuilding the bridge, and noting that it will not wait for the company that owns the ship, Dolly, to shoulder the cost. Funding could come from the Federal Highway Administration and the bipartisan infrastructure law, but it may require additional funding from Congress. Alright, so we're going to go to our coverage on Holy Week. RBS is continuing its coverage of the Holy Week observance, as we see that, especially for Filipino Catholics, it is now full steam ahead. Aside from spiritual preparations, the Metro Manila area is set to brace for the annual influx of travelers going to the provinces to enjoy their vacation, aside from the observance of the most holiest days of the Christian faith. The Metropolitan Manila Development Authority said it is deploying over 2,000 personnel to ensure the safe and smooth flow of traffic this Holy Wednesday. A total of 2,274 personnel from MMDA were deployed to manage traffic and assist in road emergencies. According to MMDA Traffic Enforcement Group Director Attorney Victor Nunez, this includes medics and sidewalk clearing personnel. Also, the MMDA will assist stranded commuters. Major churches in the National Capital Region will also be on the list of priorities of the MMDA, as they will help direct traffic, ensure proper parking, and maintain unobstructed roads for pilgrims during their observance and during the time that they are doing de Visita Iglesia. And coming up on the RBS Evening News, Cha-Cha won't be cha-cha'd by the people. Pulse Asia's recent survey on Filipinos' view of charter change shows immense opposition. And as we have covered, goodbye PNR for now. Operations of the long-running Philippine National Railway System in Metro Manila closed down for the next 5 years as the North-South commuter railway construction goes underway. Updates coming soon. Those are the stories that develop around the world, and they will continue here on the RBS Evening News right after this break.
Fried chicken ulit.
Yum!
Love niya dahil sa gravy kong made with Alaska. Pretty sarap na, meron pang sustansya.
Yum! Yum ng gravy, Ma!
Wala pa rin tatalo sa alaga mo. Alagang Alaska.
Bagong week na naman, pero walang bago. Press play on Discover Weekly so you can discover new songs you'll love every week. Ano kayang mati-discover mo next? Let music find you. Spotify.
Ibida ang husay sa laro. Ibida ang puso. Ibida ang Pilipinas. Let's cheese to that! Free cheesy hamburger for opening game attendees.
Toothache? Sakit na di matiis? May Bilis Relief Dolphinal. Subok na marami, subok for 36 years, subok ni Doc. Bilis Relief na subok na. Dolphinal. Unilab yan.
Burger na heavy hitter. Fuck those best ever quarter pounder. Now harder, juicier, tastier. 100% beef all over. Top with onions, the fresher, what a winner. Now harder, juicier, tastier. Nang every McDo quarter pounder.
With BPI, it's so easy to do more. So I have more time for what matters and be more for the people I love. Do more with BPI.
Argentina beef tapa cooks in 7 minutes. Tender meat, beefy tapa, meaty busog, sol. Argentina ready to cook. Wow! Starts at 75 lang. Busog for 4.
Bagyo sa labas. Kulungan sampay sa loob. Kumusta ang sinampay pag walang araw? Sa Brand X, nakasama ng pampatuyo. Kulong sa kulong.
Kulot sa linis.
Pero sa Ariel,
Ang bango!
Ariel! With sun power technology. Deep cleans causing stains parang bilad sa araw fresh.
Parang binilad sa araw.
Ariel! Ariel School Stains Challenge!
Ang mga bata, tumihim talaga. Magaling sila sa pagmarcha! Mamis, magaling din ba kayong maglinis niyan?
Parang di na to kaya ng detergent at brush ko.
Diyan magaling ang Ariel! With 10x cleaning enzymes para sa matitinding matcha. Panalo sa linis, ang puti! Panalo ka sa Ariel!
Good evening, you're still watching the RBS Evening News. Breaking tonight is the progress of Thailand as a potential haven for LGBTQIA couples, as their lower house shocks the country by passing a same-sex marriage law. It still has a long way to go. The Senate of Thailand, alongside King Maha Vajiralongkorn's royal endorsement, still needs this to become law. Parliamentary debates and surveys showed a surprising amount of support for this. For one Thai police officer who is openly gay, Pizit Sirunchai, said, "Yes, I am watching the parliamentary debate and keeping my fingers crossed. I am glad and already excited that it is really going to happen. I am coming closer and closer to seeing my dreams come true. BBC News has reported on this and is featured on their front page. Alright, let's go to our fifth report of the night. And yes, if you know the cha-cha dance, you definitely will get that the charter change or cha-cha won't any Filipino to cha-cha its way to approval tonight. According to a recent Pulse Asia survey, ABS-CBN News reports that approximately 74% of Filipinos are against charter change. The survey with 1,200 adults in early March revealed that the majority believe the Constitution should not be amended now or at any other time. This sentiment is consistent across different areas and classes, with percentages ranging from 69% to 82% and 58% to 80% respectively. The survey also highlighted a significant increase in national level opposition to charter change, rising by 43 percentage points in March of 2024 compared to the same month last year. Among the respondents, 8% supported amending the 1987 Constitution immediately, while another 8% were open to charter change under the next administration. Additionally, 6% opposed constitutional amendments presently, but would support them later at a later time under the current administration. The remaining 4% of respondents remained undecided on the matter. And so let's go again to our recent breaking news on the PNR. Let's go with BBC News at 1. I hope we have him on the line since he is on the scene of the PNR closing. BBC News at 1, can you hear me? I think we lost his line over there. But we're going to just repeat that the last trains have ran in the PNR stations that are set to close starting tonight after their last ride. This is to make way for the 5-year construction period of the North-South commuter railway. But for now, let's continue on with our weather report. Let's go to RBS weather. The heat index across the Philippines was widely reported today. Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao's major cities reported a heat index of 40 degrees Celsius upwards. The scene at Makati's disaster response office reported a scorching 43.5 degrees Celsius heat index. However, localized thunderstorms did affect the Metro Manila area after a morning and afternoon today that felt hot and humid. The lowest temperature you can expect in the coming hours of this night is 27 degrees Celsius, and yes, a chance on still expected as reported by Pag-asa earlier this afternoon in their last weather forecast. Alright, let's go to our continuing coverage of the Holy Week observances. Catholic pilgrims are advised to take precautions against the heat. Quite fitting or weather report as they practice their devotions such as the Visita Iglesia, retreats, and processions. In light of the recent news over the scorching heat index, Filipino Catholics across the country are observing the holiest days of the Christian faith, which are called the Paschal Triduum. So this starts tomorrow with Maundy Thursday, in which the significant day is the significant event is the Mass of the Lord's Supper, and then after that we're going to see also on Good Friday the liturgy of the Passion, which commemorates the death of our Lord, of Jesus Christ, and then for Black Saturday, the preparation for Easter Sunday, the Easter Vigil at night. And so others go on a pilgrimage to spots such as Padre Pio's Mountain of Healing in Bulacan, to Marinduque's province-wide celebrations of Moriones Festival, and other famous religious sites as they observe Holy Week. So as they observe the events of Holy Week. Alright. So we have some sports news now, and this is quite a shocking story that has developed in the past few days. Sports news now. The Philippine Taekwondo Association has released a statement concerning the shocking aftermath of a disadvantageous sparring match between a 17-year-old yellow belter and an older, heavier, and taller black belter, both from Jesus Lord College's Foundation Incorporated. They were both under the supervision of a coach who, according to the victim's parents, must be jealous of the relationship that the 17-year-old is involved in. We would like to apologize for not placing a disclaimer about this report. The mother of the victim has told GMA Integrated News that there have been multiple occasions of unwanted physical contact and invitations to drink or eat out, similar to a date. The victim is still recovering from the injuries, and legal actions have been taken by the Bocaue Police Department. Meanwhile, the coach has been suspended and is also under investigation, not only legally, but also by the school and the Taekwondo Association of the Philippines, who released that statement. Alright, let's go to our coming up on this broadcast. The race for the exodus of travelers this Holy Week, Naiya 3 is packed with the early birds who wish to catch their flight early to the provinces and tourist destinations. And the Philippine Coast Guard is on alert. The PCG is set to monitor all major ports of the country to prevent overloading of ships with travelers. This is the RBS Evening News. Our Holy Week coverage and all other news stories continues after this short break.
Fried chicken ulit.
Yum!
Love niya dahil sa gravy kong made with Alaska. Pretty sarap na, meron pang sustansya.
Yum! Yum ng gravy, Ma!
Wala pa rin tatalo sa alaga mo. Alagang Alaska.
Bagong week na naman, pero walang bago. Press play on Discover Weekly, so you can discover new songs you'll love every week. Ano kayang mati-discover mo next? Let music find you. Spotify.
Ibida ang husay sa laro. Ibida ang puso. Ibida ang Pilipinas. Let's cheese to that! Free cheesy yum burger for opening game attendees.
Toothache? Sakit na di matiis? May Bilis Relief Dolphinal. Subok na marami, subok for 36 years, subok ni Doc. Bilis Relief na subok na. Dolphinal. Unilab yan.
Burger not heavy hitter. Fuck those best ever quarter pounder. Now harder, juicier, tastier. 100% beef all over. Top with onions, the fresher, what a winner. Now harder, juicier, tastier. Nang every McDo quarter pounder.
With BPI, it's so easy to do more. So I have more time for what matters and be more for the people I love. Do more with BPI.
Argentina beef tapa cooks in 7 minutes. Tender meat, beefy tapa, meaty busog, sol. Argentina ready to cook. Wow! Starts at 75 lang. Busog for 4.
Bagyo sa labas, kulong ang sampay sa loob. Kumusta ang sinampay pag walang araw? Sa Brand X, nakasama ng pampatuyo. Kulong sa kulong. Kulong sa linis. Pero sa Ariel, Ariel! With sun power technology. Deep cleans causing stains parang bilad sa araw fresh.
Parang binilad sa araw.
Ariel!
Good evening. You're still watching the RBS Evening News. Apologies for the technical difficulty earlier. Our mic seemed to have a mind of its own. All right, we're going to continue for the race of exodus of travelers this Holy Week. NAIA Terminal 3 is packed with Filipinos who want to catch their flight early to the provinces and tourist destinations. Some of them will, as many of them actually, will be going are going to enjoy Holy Week either on the beaches or with their families. The spiritual observances of Holy Week, we're going to have to actually think about how interesting and funny it is to hear the remarks of those who are in NAIA Terminal 3. They're saying that the only reason why they're in NAIA Terminal 3 literally around 5 to 10 hours before their flight is so that they don't get caught up in traffic. Ironic reason, as I think we would suggest that with this kind of logic, traffic would be pushed earlier rather than in an evening out of the traffic throughout the day. So that's the thing that they're avoiding. That's why they're camping out in the airports today, just so that they can be assured they'll get a seat on their flight. And also, we're going to continue on with our Holy Week coverage still. Major ports in the country are on high alert as the Philippine Coast Guard is set to monitor all of them to prevent overloading of ships with travelers. We're going to see, we know that for other particular places such as Siargao to Cagayan de Oro and other areas which are remote or inaccessible via flights, the most common transportation method is via roros or boats or ships, so that the people can actually get to these places. And so that's what the Philippine Coast Guard has said to be monitoring for the next days as the Holy Week observance continues. And so we also are going to take our closer look for tonight, still on the subject of Holy Week. We're going to look at this for camareros, or those who own religious statues, religious images rather. It is a way of life for them. ABS-CBN News reported on this because of the Holy Week observance, and 50-year-old Maria Victoria Tenco Burgos can remember that she has been participating in Holy Week processions in her hometown of Baliwag, Bulacan. It is, of course, one of the religious activities, she said, that her family has always participated thanks to her devout grandmother. Victoria embraced it with faith, and today the Tenco family is known in Baliwag as one of the families with the most number of carrozas or carro with various religious images. They are also called camareros, or people who take care of images. They are the ones who take care of the images and possess them during Good Friday. This is an act of faith for them, and this is, of course, a way to catechize the people about the faith. It is one thing that they say they celebrate that reminds them that God is all about love. All right, we're breaking into our programming again for this breaking news report about the PNR closure for the next 5 years. Our correspondent, BBC News at 1, is on the scene. BBC News at 1, are you there?
I'm at PNR Exit Station right now, and as of 8:40 p.m., the last train from Alabang to Tutuban has now departed, and the last train from Tutuban to Alabang has now arrived here at EDSA station, and it's a sleeper train, meaning it will not return to Tutuban until the next day, and by then it will no longer board passengers. And this has been said to give way for the North-South Commuter Railway project. When I was at a PNR Alabang station, I see a large influx of passengers traveling to go to the last train to Tutuban, and it's their last trip for over 5 years. After you, Hero Walker.
Thank you very much, BBC News at One. A question over there at the scene. Do we notice anything about the people who are taking the last trains? Do they seem a bit melancholy or sad about this event?
It is obvious that people will be melancholy and sad because it is their last trip of Philippine National Railways for 5 years. So people will have to find alternative transport for them to their destination. And the PNR Metro South Commuter Line is uh, it's the passengers of PNR MSC or Metro South Commuter Line is very dependent on the railway line, and it is a one of the leading of a major transportation lines that link people from north to the from south to north and vice versa. Meaning meaning the closure of PNR will have an effect and strain on other transportation modes, and other lines or other modes of transportation could see a very large influx of passengers to serve the routes that PNR Metro South Commuter Railway have served. Now, we should not worry about that because PNR have launched a augmentation service and feeder service which lends the current PNR South Commuter Railway line, and also viewers from Bicol will not have to worry as normal operations on PNR Bicol will still operate. Back to you, Hero Butler.
Thank you very much, BBC News at One, for that live report from PNR. And so let's continue on with our newscast. We're going to have our entertainment news later on program when we come back here on RBS. And that is Madlang People, where na you, ABS-CBN's It's Showtime finds a new home, weirdly, and former competitor, the Kapuso Network. We'll take a look behind the scenes with none other than Asia's unkabugable and phenomenal superstar, Vice Ganda. That's what you're going to expect here on the RBS Evening News.
Fried chicken ulit.
Yum!
Love niya dahil sa gravy kong made with Alaska. Ay, sarap na. Meron pang sustansya.
Yum! Yum ng gravy, Ma!
Wala pa rin tatalo sa alaga mo. Alagang Alaska.
Bagong week na naman, pero walang bago. Press play on Discover Weekly, so you can discover new songs you'll love every week. Ano kayang mati-discover mo next? Let music find you. Spotify.
Ibida ang husay sa laro. Ibida ang puso. Ibida ang Pilipinas. Let's cheese to that! Free cheesy hamburger for opening game attendees.
Toothache? Sakit na di matiis? May bilis Relief Dolphinal. Subok na marami, subok for 36 years, subok ni Doc. Bilis Relief na subok na. Dolphinal. Unilab yan.
Burger, not heavy hitter. Those best ever quarter pounder. Now 100% beef all over. Top with onions, the fresher, what a winner. Now hotter, juicier, tastier, ng every McDo quarter pounder.
With BPI, it's so easy to do more. So I have more time for what matters and be more for the people I love. Do more with BPI.
Argentina beef tapa cooks in 7 minutes. Tender meat, beefy tapa, meaty busog, Sol! Argentina ready. Wow! Starts at 75 lang. Busog for 4.
Bagyo sa labas. Kulungan sampay sa loob. Kumusta ang sinampay pag walang araw? Sa Brand X na kasama ng pampatuyo.
Kulong sa kulong! Kulong sa linis!
Pero sa Ariel,
Ang bango!
Ariel! With sun power technology. Deep cleans causing stains parang bilad sa araw fresh.
Parang binilad sa araw.
Ariel!
Ariel School Stains Challenge! Ang mga bata, tumihim talaga. Magaling sila sa pagmantsa! Mamis, magaling din ba kayong maglinis niyan? Parang di na to kaya ng detergent at brush ko. Diyan magaling ang Ariel! With 10x cleaning enzymes para sa matitinding mantsa. Panalo sa linis, ang puti! Panalo ka sa Ariel!
I'll be strong for you. Vicks Immune Defense Daily Vitamins. May vitamin C, high-strength vitamin D, and zinc para sa 3-in-1 immune defense against a cold. Be strong with Vicks Immune Defense Vitamins.
Sleep na. I'll be home soon.
We miss you.
Sa Vicks Vapor Rub, parang andyan ang pahid ko. May dalang ginhawa sa ubo, body aches, headache, at paradong ilong para mas himbing ang tulog.
One Vicks relieves 6.
Me and Mama, pwede sa kakutan.
At winning sa paboritong cheese.
Magnolia Cheesy. Sulit sarap sa cheesy goodness. Kaya love ng kids like me.
Sulit sustansya pa with immunity boosters. Mag-cheesy na!
Kaya ba today? Jana, huwag kasi mag-skip ng breakfast.
Oo nga! Argentina tayo?
Ano ang talinong Nutroplex?
And that ends our lesson on speed, distance, and time.
Naku anak, mukhang gagabihin tayo.
Teka po.
Activated talino, kaya kahit saan,
Gets ko yan! Mas mabilis po dito!
talinong Nutroplex. May talino booster formula that helps activate the nerves para may tulong sa concentration, kaya gets na ang lessons, padiskarte pa.
Sakto ang dating ah.
Bilis ng diskarte ng anak natin eh.
Talinong Nutroplex.
Ala,
Good evening and welcome back to the RBS Evening News. Thank you still for staying with us despite our shaky start. All right, let's continue on with our closer look again on the 2025 midterm elections. The Commission on Elections assured the public Wednesday that systems are in place to prevent foreign interference in the 2025 midterm elections amid concerns about it raised by the National Security Council of the Philippines. On Wednesday, NSC Assistant Director General Jonathan Malaya said that their office has seen foreign interference in the elections of other countries. It's their So in a message, Chairman George Garcia said to ABS-CBN that this is precisely what they are trying to prevent in their early preparation for the polls. We quote, procurement is timely. This ensures that the system is tested and all security measures are put in place. The features and the wish list that we included in the hardware, software, and transmission ensure the protection against any cyber attack. And that, of course, the readiness of our IT personnel matters much coupled with our learnings from the past, Garcia has said. Most important of all is the support of all stakeholders in the electoral process and the critical collaboration with the electorate. Vigilance is therefore crucial, he added. And so there are now safeguards in vote counting equipment. Comelec spokesperson John Rex Laudianco also guaranteed that the results cannot be manipulated, that we will find that automatic counting machines and that the automated counting machines and connected to the tellers only at the point of transmission, which is after the close voting and printing of the first 8 election returns, assuring everyone that the digital results cannot be altered in any way. The machines are also configured to only transmit and not receive data, according to Laudianco. And voters can also double-check if their votes were recorded correctly through the machine's screen. Another safeguard, according to the spokesperson, are the printed election receipts, which will be given to watchers and other stakeholders. There will also be multiple data centers where results can be monitored. These will be dedicated for the poll body, boards of canvassers, dominant majority and minority party, accredited citizen arms, and of course the media. So these measures, which will similarly be implemented in the transmission services and the online voting and counting system, OVCS, internet voting, all add to the resilience and robustness of the whole automated election system, Laudianco mentioned. The random manual audit is also in place and will, quote, verify, audit, and account for the accuracy and transparency, end quote, of the automated elections, according to the Comelec. So that's our closer look on the midterm elections, the preparations that Comelec has done. It's time for our final report. Of course, no newscast can be complete without an entertainment update. And so we are here, coming in from ABS-CBN Entertainment News. Vice Ganda has given a glimpse of fun celebration of its Showtime family after its new deal with its rival network, ironically GMA. March 20, 2024 was really a momentous day for Philippine television as its Showtime has found its new home on GMA, specifically, according to our reports, a GTV. After the two media companies inked a deal to extend its simulcast to the latter's main channel beginning on April 6. And after days of teasing the madlang people, as ABS-CBN mentioned, about the highly anticipated good news that would surely surprise and delight everyone, everyone witnessed the contract signing event between ABS-CBN and GMA, which was attended by the respective top executives and the Showtime family. So there was also a live stream actually of that day. Vice Ganda also gave us the behind the scenes video in her latest vlog, which is uploaded on her YouTube channel. So the hosts, of course, proceeded to glam up in their dressing rooms, the usual stuff that its Showtime family is known for, and and of course the witnessing of the event, the signing event, the contract event, showed immediately the uh, jubilant, positive, and grateful mood of the It's Showtime family for the renewal of their block time deal with GTV and the GMA network. So, Vice Ganda also did not miss out on the event. She gave a moving speech and conveyed how humbled and grateful she was that GMA had extended its hands to ABS-CBN during the trying times, especially as we know that they have ABS-CBN due to its failure to have a network franchise renewal, shut down last May 5, 2020, and how the challenges transformed the relationship between the two media outlets from rivalry to helping out each other. A celebratory dinner at the restaurant also happened after this quote unquote iconic, historic, and mothering event, which is attended by the Kapamilya top executives and its Showtime staff and hosts. And well, the general mood, they could say, is that it is unbelievable that it is happening. Still, they are very much grateful and hopeful that the Madlang people, the Filipino people, will still show their love and support to its Showtime by not missing an episode Mondays to Saturdays at noontime on the Kapamilya channel, Kapamilya Online Live, A to Z, GTV, I Want TFC, and on GMA starting April 6th. That's after our Holy Week. Alright, so that has been the RBS Evening News for the day, the 27th of March 2024. Despite our shaky start, I would like to congratulate RBS on this successful broadcast, and we are promising you that we are going to give you the best, the most impartial, and the most insightful news that you can trust only here on RBS Evening News. I am New Euroblockster 97. Thank you very much for joining us. Good night.